What's up, everybody? Go hit the like, subscribe button. This is First and Goal, your NCAA football week 14 predictions for the week. I will be breaking down every game real quickly for you guys and chiming in, telling you guys some of my best bets. So hit the like button, subscribe, man. We dropping content for you daily here. All right, man. Let's start this show off nicely. And we got Memphis Tulane here. This is Thursday night's game. Tulane's ranked 17th. They're still trying to get supposedly into the playoff, but I'm not buying it here. I think Tulane wins this game, but this should be a good game, good matchup. Both these teams 9-2 on the season. Let's see. Memphis, great quarterback, senior quarterback. Tulane, freshman quarterback. Mensa, I think he does enough here to get the job done. Right now, Tulane's rolling. They're 7-0 in conference play, as well as Army. I think these two face off, and they'll both be 8-0 in conference play. But a game I won't be touching, a game I will not be putting any money on. Just watch this Thursday night special. Thanksgiving, have some turkey, whatever you eating on Thanksgiving. Watch this college football game. I know the NFL games will be on, but this will be a great matchup. Should be a lot of offense in this one. Next game, we got the Friday games. All right, these are some good matchups here. We got number 11 Boise State at home facing off against 5 and 6 Oregon State. And Oregon State had a mediocre season. I think this is it for them. No bowl game, no postseason for them. Boise needs this win. They need to show that they're serious, that they deserve to be in the playoffs. So I'm going Boise State to get to 11-1. They're ranked 11th. It's only right? Boise State, I think they win in a rout here. I know last game they struggled against Wyoming. This is a big Gentry day. Senior night, I think the boys will be rolling out there in Idaho. Let me go Boise minus the points. I know it's chalky, but hey, it's a chalky week for some of these teams. Next game, number 25, Colorado. Cut the wood, John. Give me some of them wins. Yeah, 8-3 on the season, 6-2 in Big 12 play. Oklahoma State had a horrendous season, man. What happened to Ollie Gordon? He should have just went to the NFL. His draft stock probably went down. This team is 0-8 in the Big 12. Man, I don't know, man. I can't lay 16 with Colorado, and I can't take plus 16 with Oklahoma State in this game. I'm going to just stay far away from this game. I think Colorado wins this matchup. But what does Oklahoma State have to lose other than upset in Colorado? Don't see that happening. Like Deion said in the press conference, he wants to win. He wants to win out. He wants to head this team into the right direction heading into next year. So I like Colorado, but I don't like the minus 16. A little chalky. Next matchup, Wisconsin, 5-6 on the year. Hey, they need a bowl game. You guys don't know if you're new to this college football. You need 6 wins to get a bowl game. Minnesota's already got a bowl game. 6-5 on the season. Only way I can play this game is Wisconsin at home. We know they'll fight to try to win a bowl game. So only way I can play this game is Wisconsin minus 2. I know they fired their offensive coordinator. That's a little sketchy, but they had a week. They already played a game, so I think they'll be ready this week against Minnesota. This will be a low-scoring, tough-fought game, but give me Wisconsin money line to get a win and get a bowl game for a team that I think they deserve a bowl game. All right, we got 7-4 Miami, Ohio facing off against Bowling Green. Now, this might look like a matchup like, man, hey, what are these teams playing for? These teams are playing for a conference title. So, I know Bowling Green's at home. I know. But I'm going with Blaine Gabbert's brother. I'm going with Miami, Ohio here. I think they're just playing better at the moment. Slight leans to them. Another game, tough to place any money on this matchup. But definitely like Blaine Gabbert and the boys out there in Miami, Ohio. Get the dub. All right, let's go on to the next game. Who we got? Ball State, another MAC matchup. 3-8 on the season. Ball State facing off against Ohio, 8-3. Ohio's playing for a MAC title, man. Playing against one of the worst teams in the conference. So I like Ohio here in this spot, especially as a senior night game here for Ohio. I think they route them. The hook scares me with the 14 in the hook, but only way to play that is Ohio because they're actually still playing for something. Next game, Navy 7-3 on the season, 5-2 in American, facing off against ECU 7-4, 5-2 in American. Ah man, this game just caught me off guard right now. Senior night, I lean ECU. I know Navy has been playing great all season, but the last couple weeks they fell. ECU's been playing really good, man. They got a great offense. I think they do enough, they score enough just to get by against this tough Navy team. Hopefully ECU's ready for the option. They should be familiar because they play this team in their conference every year, so it shouldn't be nothing new to them. I like ECU to get the dub here in a senior night game. Next game, Mississippi State facing off against Ole Miss. How about Ole Miss last week? I told you guys on the video, Florida, that they might even win outright, and they did. That's what you get here at Moneyline, you know what I'm saying, NOGTV. Number 14, Ole Miss will route Mississippi State. This is the seniors' last game. They got to show up, man. I think Ole Miss routes them here. Now, this is still a rival game. You can't forget that. But Mississippi State is 0-7 SEC play. It's tough to lay 26 in the spot. Only way I can look. Next game, Conference USA matchups. Sam Houston at home. Man, this Sam Houston team has stepped up. They just moved up to D1. I believe it was a couple years ago. Facing off against a Liberty team who I said, man, Liberty's overrated this season. Give me Sam Houston in the spot at home in a senior night game. I like the Sam Houston team. I'm going to lean their way. Tough spot, though. Tough game to bet. This is Conference USA, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go crazy on this game. Next game, Colorado State, 5-1 Mountain West play 7-4 on the season. Facing off against a 4-7, 3-3 Mountain West team. Utah State not playing for nothing. Colorado State is sort of still playing for a conference title, but them losing last week really hurt their chances because they would need UNLV to lose and them to win. And UNLV plays Nevada. They're 19-point favorites. So I don't see that happening. I think UNLV can match up against Boise State again in the Mountain West Conference title. So right here, only way I could look is Colorado State, but I could lay 6 here in this spot. That's too many points. Next game, Texas State 6-5 on the season, facing off against South Alabama. And man, both these teams, you know, I thought Texas State would be contending for a Sun Belt title, but it doesn't look like. Both these teams in a bowl game, slight link to the home team, but I do like this Texas State team better. Just a tough game to bet here, so let's move along. All right, San Jose State at home, 6-5 on the season, facing off against a Stanford team who's been terrible, 3-8 on the season. They're coming off of a tough loss against their rival Cal. Now they gotta go play another, like next city over rival, which is San Jose State. And this is a small school. If you guys don't know about the Bay Area, Stanford is a way bigger school. So I think San Jose is going to be hyped up for this matchup. This team has got one of the best receivers in all of college football. I think they exploit Stanford secondary here in a high-scoring matchup, slightly to San Jose. Couldn't bet this game, but I think San Jose will be juiced for this matchup, so slightly to San Jose. Next game, Georgia versus Georgia Tech. We got number 7 Georgia on the season. And you already know where we're going with this one, baby. Bulldogs bite. Give me Georgia in a route. I know they could play with their food a little bit against Georgia Tech, and sometimes they do. But them being at home at Athens, I think they get this one over with early. Get the backups in there. Let's see a route, y'all. Let's get some rest before the SEC title game. Try to win that. And try to even get a bye. You know what I'm saying? If not get a bye, get a better seed in the playoff. Let's go Georgia Bulldogs. Let's roll Georgia Tech. I'll lean minus the 19.5. Next game, another game here on Friday. Keep in mind, these are Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. This is holiday week, so it switches up. Iowa at home -6 versus Nebraska. Nebraska got their win last week, as I called here on the show. Love that pick. They got in. They got the bowl game. Now Iowa's at home. Senior night. Only way to look. Iowa senior night. They get to 8-4 on the season. Don't know if they cover the 6. Could be a low-scoring battle here. I like Iowa to win. I don't know if they cover, but Iowa should win in senior night. Next game. Oh, Pissy Bowl. These teams are not playing for nothing. Both these teams are 4-7 on the season. They can't get a bowl game, which sucks because I had high hopes for this UCF team. I'm sorry. They're laying 9.5. I guess they're laying 9.5 for a reason. Only way to look is UCF. They go out big for the seniors. I like UCF in this matchup. Next game. Now we're heading out to the Saturday slate. Ohio State facing off against the rival Michigan. I've never seen a spread this big in this rivalry here. And the books are telling us something, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying it's a rout coming. They smell blood in the water. This Michigan team cannot move the ball. I don't see this Michigan team scoring 10 points, man. The max 10. 31-10 type game. Could be around that 21 mark. Be careful. Ohio State will win in a rout. Only way to look, only way to play it. Next game. Number 8, Tennessee, man. They need this win here. If they lose, they will not make the playoffs, and I'm confident about that. Playing against a 6-5 Vandy team who's been good this year. I can't say they're overachievers. We're going into the season, looking back at it now, yeah, they're overachievers, but they came out playing, man. They beat a good Bama team. They beat some solid teams. You know, they hung in there with LSU last week, so this is a tough team, Vandy team. They don't go away, but Tennessee's just a little too much. They're playing for more. Only way I can look is Tennessee -10.5. This is a rival, so be careful with the 10.5, but only way to play this is Tennessee. They're playing for a bit more. I know it's Vandy senior night. I know Pavia will be juiced to, you know, bust this in-state rival team's playoff hopes, but I'm going with Tennessee. I think the defense is just a little too much for Vandy. Next game, South Carolina. Ooh, this is going to be a good in-state rival. A lot of rivalries this week. South Carolina facing off against the number 12 Clemson. 9-2 on the year. Clemson only 2 losses. South Carolina only 3. Give me South Carolina, baby. This line is telling me. Clemson not even laying a full 3. I got to take South Carolina in a game that's going to be a close type matchup. I just think South Carolina defensive line is a little bit too much for Klubnik and that O-line. This is a matchup. I love South Carolina here. More and more I look at it. Hey, give me the Gamecocks. Give me the Gamecocks, Paul. All right, next matchup. Number 23, Illinois, facing off against Northwestern. Man, this Northwestern team is terrible. I know it's their senior night. Northwestern's not really playing for nothing. The only way I could look is this Northwestern on senior night, which sucks to say that. Only way, though. Illinois, what are they playing for? I can't take a team this week that's not playing for nothing. Be careful. You guys out here, you haven't been betting college football, just know this week you got to be very careful. A lot of these teams, they're already in a bowl game. They want to stay healthy. Like tonight, you know, this is an example. Tonight I had Akron plus the points against Toledo. Toledo's already in a bowl game. Akron couldn't get a bowl game, but they were at home in their senior night. You know, this was their Super Bowl. So I took Akron plus the points, and I end up in-gaming Akron money line. They win in overtime. So that's just how it's going to be this week, man. Be careful. Next game, Louisville. We got a Kentucky matchup, baby. Louisville facing off against their rival, Kentucky. Louisville -4. Kentucky 4-7 on the season. This Kentucky team was terrible, man. But as I just mentioned, man, the only way I can play this is Kentucky plus the 4. And it pains me to say that. This Kentucky team is terrible, but Louisville's they're stuck in the middle of the road. They can't go up. They can't go back. You know what I'm saying? They already got a bowl game. Can't really go much higher. So only way to look is Kentucky plus the points. Next game. UConn versus UMass. Another game, man. I can't lay 10 with UConn. I just can't. UConn team should win this game. UMass is terrible, but this is UMass Super Bowl. They're 2-9 on the season. They have nothing to lose. But what is UConn playing for? They already overachieved, 7-4 on the season. You know, what are we doing here? This UConn team is pretty good, though, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say UConn, but I just couldn't lay 10 in this spot. Let me see what's going on with the splits real quick. Yeah, some money on, a lot of money on UConn. Only way to look in this matchup, y'all, is UMass plus the points, and that's terrible. But hey, telling you, this is how this week gonna go. Let's go. 83 Duke facing off against Wake Forest. Another -4. You see these lines? They close. They know. Another game. Can only look Wake Forest way. This is the last game of the season. Their seniors will be juiced up. And this is a rivalry game. And what is Duke playing for? Nothing. This is the theme of the week. Duke is playing for nothing. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. If y'all want to make money this week, bet on teams that's playing for something. If you want to lose money this week, bet on teams that's not playing for nothing. Duke is not playing for nothing, so we're not betting on them. I wouldn't advise none of you guys to bet on them. And I actually wouldn't advise you guys to bet on Wake Forest, but that's the only way. If you guys are fans of these two teams or just want to try to make some bread, slightly in the Wake Forest plus the points. Kansas Baylor. Now, Kansas, man, we've been on Kansas. We've been on Kansas the past 3-4 weeks. So if it ain't broke, I'm not trying to fix it. Only way I can play is Kansas. I told you guys they would upset Colorado. A lot of people was like, no, they won't. But you see what happened. Neal, the running back, I just think this team is just on a mission to get a bowl game. They beat 3 ranked teams in a row. They could be super riding high, but that was 2 weeks ago. So, hey, I don't think they're riding that high. I think they go into Baylor's house. What is Baylor playing for? They already they're only playing for senior night in this matchup. Kansas is playing for a bowl game, so I like that little bit more motivation. Let's take Kansas in this matchup. Next game, Texas Tech 3.5 at home facing off against West Virginia. Slight lean to Texas Tech. I just think they're the better team. They've been the better team overall this year. The hook might get you, but only way to play this is Texas Tech senior night. Both these teams already are bowl eligible. Next game, Raging Cajuns, Louisiana, 9-2 on the year, 6-1 Sun Belt. UL Monroe, 5-6 on the season. They're playing for a bowl game. UL Monroe, but I can't take them. Only way. Let me look at the Sun Belt standings real quick. Hold on 1 second before I give my final play. Let's see. Yeah, Raging Cajuns playing for Sun Belt title. They can't afford to lose this game. Only way to play this is Raging Cajuns. I know UL Monroe's playing for a bowl game, but Louisiana, they're the better team, and they're playing for a Sun Belt title. Next game, UTSA facing off against an Army team who's 9-1, 7-0 American. I don't see this train stopping here. I think they get to 8-0 in American and face off against the Tulane team. That's going to be a great matchup, ladies and gentlemen. A real good matchup over there. I like this Army team here. They're coming off a loss to Notre Dame. We all know that. I had that as one of my best bets. Bonus play, if you watch the Best Bet show, was Notre Dame -14. They won and covered easy. So I like Army to bounce back. UTSA got their bowl game last week. They got that wrapped up. So let's take Army in a win. Next game, Temple at home, 3-8 on the season, facing off against a 5-6 North Texas team. And North Texas is a sneaky good team for this conference. Yeah, they were 2-5, just like Temple. But I think they're just the better team overall here. The quarterback is solid. So I'm going with North Texas. This line is -11 for a reason. North Texas is trying to get a bowl game. Next matchup, the battle of the bowl. You know what I'm saying? Eastern Michigan facing off against Western Michigan. I don't know who wins this game. Tough matchup. I usually slide with the home team. Both these teams, though, are fighting. for a bowl game, and it's a rival. So I couldn't lay 7 in this spot. No way, no shape or form. This is one to just watch. But if you're a fan of either of these teams, I would say, take your team and hope they win and get a bowl game. But right now, for the show purposes, lean Eastern Michigan plus the 7 because they will fight till the end. Next game, Middle 10, the battle of the 3 and 8s versus Florida International. Florida International laying 9 in the hook. How could you lay 9 in the hook? Both these teams are playing for nothing. I think Florida International wins just because they're at home and they're at Pitbull Stadium. Oh, yeah, Lord God. You know what I'm saying? They'll be out there juiced up. Slightly to FIU, but could not lay no 10 points with that game. Next game, Georgia State. Oh, terrible Georgia State. 3-8 on the season, 1-6. They're still favored, and Coastal is one win away from being bowl eligible. Slightly to Coastal just because they're being bowl eligible, but the books are telling us something here. Georgia State, slight favorite. Tough matchup, man. Stay far away from this one. Stay far, far away. Slightly to Coastal. Next game, Troy minus 17.5 against a Southern Miss team who's 1-10 on the year. Troy's 3-8. They're not too far off. Southern Miss, man, 0-7 in Sun Belt, 1-10 in overall in the season. Let me see who Southern Miss beat. Southeast Louisiana. Wow. They ain't even beat a D1 program. Oh, I feel bad for this Southern Miss team. Looks like they're gonna lose. I don't know if Troy's gonna cover, but that's the only way I could look. This Southern Miss team is terrible. Next game, South Florida, 6-5 on the season. They just got their bowl eligible win. They routed somebody last week. That was a good pick. Whoever took that game, facing off against Rice. As you can see, man, you know the theme of this video this week. What is South Florida playing for? South Florida's not playing for nothing. They already got in. This is Rice bowl game. Slightly to Rice plus the 5. I think you guys can make a lot of money on these off games, these one-off games that don't mean anything if you take the dog, especially the ones at home. Slightly to Rice. South Florida coming off of a rout. I think they're going to be chilling in this matchup, trying to save some guys for their bowl game. Next matchup, I got Pittsburgh facing off against Boston College. Slightly to BC, man. Both these teams already bowl eligible. Just because it's senior night, I think BC will win this game, win and cover. Pitt, I don't think they got no reason to go out here and play hard. Slightly to BC minus the 5. Next game, Old Dominion facing off against Arkansas State. And look, man, look what's the line telling me. We got a 4-17 favorite on the road at Arkansas State. And Arkansas State's not playing for nothing. And the books is telling us, Old Dominion, this is their Super Bowl, man. This is their last game. They're going to fight. They're going to play hard. Slightly to Old Dominion, just because they favorite. The books is telling me something. Next game, my number 4 Penn State, 10-1 on the year, 7-1 in Big Ten, facing off against a 4-7, 1-7 Maryland team. This Maryland team has been a fade all Big Ten play. I don't see it stopping here. Penn State's playing for something. They should show the committee that they're serious. I think they went in a route. They've been playing with their food a little bit lately. I like Penn State in this matchup. Only way I could look, Penn State first half, lean Penn State full game. Next game, what about them Notre Dame fighting Irish, baby? Number 5 on the season, 10-1 on the year, facing off against USC, who's 6-5 on the year. Disappointing USC team this is. I think Notre Dame wins here. I'm not going to try to overthink it. I predicted USC will win their last 2 games. They just won the last 2 they had. And this is a step up in competition, though, right here. I think Maivia, to change a quarterback at the end of the year, will set them back in this game. This is my team, man. I know my USC Trojans. I know this team. I think they fall to 6-6 to end the year. And Notre Dame wins. I don't know if they cover, but the only way I can play this game is Notre Dame minus the 7.5. Next game, Miami to you, baby. Shout out to Miami. 10-1 on the year, 6-1 in ACC play, facing off against a good Syracuse team, a solid Syracuse team. but they're 4-3 in ACC play. They're 8-3 overall. So that tells me conference-wise, they're having a little trouble. So I know it's Syracuse senior night. They'll be juiced up to try to end Miami's playoff hopes. But I don't see that happening. I see Cam Ward and the boys coming out here. They've been playing with their food all season. Do they do it again? Most likely. That's just the Miami way. They get in, they have a tough matchup, and Cam Ward, fourth quarter, turns it on. So I still see Miami winning and covering this matchup, though. They will cover this -11. Might be a best bet. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the show. Next game, number 9 SMU. Shout out to SMU, the Mustangs 7-0, ACC play 10-1 on the year. And shout out to Cal, man. I had a long parlay 12 leg that hit last week. And Cal, man, I needed Cal bad. They were down 14. They came back, won that game. So shout out to Cal, man. But they ain't really got nothing to play for. SMU still can get in the playoff, man. Shout out to SMU, the Mustang. Nobody seen this coming. They will definitely be in the ACC title. Now, they still need to win this game, just in case, you know what I'm saying, they get an ACC title and lose, and possibly can still get a playoff bid. So I like SMU in this matchup. They should roll here. But Cal, who knows, man? Cal sneaky, man. They sneaky good, so guys, be careful. Next game, number 13, Alabama, man, facing off against their rival, Auburn. And look, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I said Oklahoma last week plus the points. I kind of had a feeling they had a chance to win outright. A lot of people are going to be like, you just saying that now because it happened. No. Because Bama team's not the same. They had the Dream Crusher last week. Now they got to try to get up on senior night and play against Auburn, the rival. You giving me 11 in the hook? And look at Auburn's record, 5-6 on the year. Auburn's still playing for a ball game, man. They still playing for something. Yeah, y'all should say Bama's still playing for something. They ranked 13th. They might can still get a playoff bid. Now, I'm going to keep it real, man. I think even if they won this game, they're not getting in. So I like Auburn plus the points, man. Somebody talk me off. Somebody in the comments, man. Talk me off this game. I like Auburn, man. Give me the plus 11.5. Some chirping already going on with the Auburn quarterbacks. And, this is bad blood. I can never lay 10 in this type of rival, man. The Iron, I think it's called the Iron Ball. Give me Auburn plus the points, man. Next game, number 16, Arizona State. Facing off against Arizona. ASU. How about ASU, man? The Sun Devils. I'm going to give y'all credit because I didn't think y'all would make it this far. 9-2 on the year. Only 2 losses. You got to think they win here, right? They're playing for something. Playing for a conference title. They can get in their conference title. They're also playing for a playoff bid. The playoff rankings came out today, and they had ASU as a 12 getting in. So only way to look in this game is ASU minus the 8.5. Now, I will tell you this. This is a rival. Arizona's not going to lay down. They could cover this 8.5, but ASU will win. I like ASU money line in this matchup. On some parlays or even throw ASU in some teaser spots. Next game, Arkansas, 6-5 on the year, facing off against number 21, Mizzou. Shout out to Mizzou, man, the Tigers. Slightly lean to Mizzou, just because I think they're the better team and they're at home. This is a rival, though. It's a tough matchup here. I think the senior night, though, they'll be rolling. If Brady Cook is in there, I like Mizzou. Next game, Rutgers, 6-5 on the year, facing off against Michigan State, 5-6. Shout out to the Spartans, man. I like Spartans here. They playing for something. Rutgers already got the bowl game. Ain't no reason to go out there and play super hard. What's the reason? Give me Michigan State, man. The battle. I think this is a hard-fought game, but I like Michigan State to win this one. Next game, Fresno State facing off against UCLA. Fresno State already got a bowl game, so this is UCLA's senior night. I like UCLA in this matchup minus the 8. Gabbers, he's a senior quarterback, so he wants to go off with a bang. Sucks UCLA couldn't get a bowl game, but I don't like UCLA. I'm a USC fan. Fight on. Next game. NC State 5-6 on the year, facing off against UNC North Carolina. We got news that North Carolina fired their coach, Mac Brown. He's a historic coach. He's older now. He's a legend as a coach in North Carolina, so they might get up. They might actually turn up just to piss off NC State and not let them get a bowl game because they're getting a bowl game. Mac Brown will still coach. They might send him off with a win. This is a tough game because NC State is still playing for a bowl game as well, trying to get bowl eligible. So I always lean to the bowl eligible team, but in this one, man, this is some bad blood right here. Slightly leaning NC State, but this one could truly go in either way. Next game, Central Michigan facing off against Northern Illinois. This will be a good matchup here. I like Northern Illinois in this matchup, but they are not playing for nothing. Got to think that Central Michigan, though, being on the road, I think this is a tough spot for them. Northern Illinois senior night. Slight lean to them. Next game, both these teams not playing for nothing. I'm going to just straight up skip it. Next game, both these teams not playing for nothing. Slight lean to the home team, but I'm going to skip it. Next game, Conference USA, Jacksonville State. Let me see something real quick. Jacksonville State. They undefeated in conference play. Let's see what's going on. They can afford to take a loss. Yeah, they can afford to take a loss. I slightly lean to Western Kentucky just because it's senior night. Jacksonville State already got the Conference USA title game wrapped up pretty much. Now it just depends on who they will want to play. It's looking like they will play the winner of that Sam Houston game, Sam Houston Liberty. So they could win, put the Hilltoppers out of contention. So tough matchup, tough spot right there. Slightly in Western Kentucky, but can't bet against Jacksonville State right now. They've been rolling, man. Next game, Kennesaw State. How about Kennesaw? Slightly in the La Tech senior night day at home, coming off of a tough loss to Arkansas. I like La Tech in this matchup. Kennesaw did what they had to do. They got 2 wins. Next game, bowl that doesn't matter. We're going to skip it. TCU on the road at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's fighting for a bowl game, and they getting 3 points. Slightly to them. Cincinnati's been a sneaky good team, so I'm going to lean Cincinnati here. What is TCU playing for? I like the way Cincinnati fights, man. I'm going to go them. They at home. They playing for a lot more. Give me Cincinnati plus the points. Next game, App State, another team fighting for a bowl, 5-5 on the year, facing off against Georgia Southern. Slightly lean to App State. Like I say, I do lean to these bowl-eligible teams, but I do know some of them are going to lose. So, tough slate. Tough matchup here. I'm going to say App State, but I don't know. I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. Next game, we got 2-9 Wyoming facing off against Washington State. Washington State or nothing, man. I know 17.5 is a lot, and they're not really playing for nothing, though. Senior night, I think they'll be juiced up. I think they'll put up a dub. I think they could win by a dub. Slightly to Washington State. But keep in mind, Wyoming has been playing better. Take that back. Slightly to Wyoming. They've been playing better. Take Wyoming plus the points. Next game. Number 10, Indiana. Indiana 10-1 on the year. This team is playing for something, ladies and gentlemen. They're facing off against a 1-10 team. Only way to look is Indiana in a route. We know they'll win. We don't know if they'll cover for sure, but Indiana or nothing. Next game, Florida 6-5 on the year, facing off against Florida State. Will Florida State really? I mean, I can't. What can I say about Florida State? Florida or nothing. That's what I can say. Yeah, Florida or nothing. Will Florida State actually want to play hard? I'm sure a lot of these guys are checked out. They in the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying? Florida still might want to get an even better bowl game. Slightly to Florida in a blowout. Next game, LSU versus Oklahoma. Give me the Tigers. Give me LSU at home. Send, you know what I'm saying, night game, Baton Rouge, senior night. Oklahoma coming off of a big win. They riding high. You know what I'm saying? Give me LSU. Give me the Tigers. Give me the Tigers minus the 6. Hey, lay that 6 right now, man. I like this game, just talking about it. Let's take the Tigers, man. LSU will win this game, and they will cover. Let's make this bread. Next game, Oregon. Number 1 Oregon, 11-0 in the year. Only way to look is Oregon, man. I think they'll be juiced up. Now, keep in mind, they might not super blow out Washington just because they want to be healthy. They will get this win. Senior night, Dylan Gabriel, senior quarterback, will be juiced up. You know, one of the last times he'll be on his home field. Not the last time, but one of the last times, possibly. So I think they get a bye week. We'll see what happens, though. We never know. So it could be one of the last times on this field at Oregon. Give me the Ducks. Washington already got a bowl game, did what they had to do. Oregon is playing for a little bbit more. Next game, number 3, Texas, man. 10-1 on the year, 6-1 SEC play. Facing off against A&M, 8-3, 5-2 SEC play. Tough spot for Texas. I'm going to keep it real, but I lean Texas to win this game. Don't know if they cover. Texas need that bye, man. They need that bye week. They're playing for a little more. Now, wouldn't be surprised if Texas slipped up and got an SEC title, but only way to play is Texas. Just the fact that they're the better team in my eyes. But be careful with that. Texas only got 1 loss. Be careful with that game. Next game, Iowa State, Kansas State. Man, it seems like the Big 12 is just in a battle, man. Everybody's up at the top. I'm going to go Iowa State in this matchup, man. I've been a fan of K-State this year. They tailed off here at the end of the year, so I'm going to go Iowa State at home, senior night. Rocco Beck. Yeah, I think the boys will be ready. I like Iowa State in this matchup. Next game, not to mention Iowa State win. They get the Big 12 title matchup, potentially against Arizona State. So I like them. I like them in that game. Next game, Nevada, 0-6 on the Mountain West. Wow, facing off against UNLV. 9-2 in the year, 5-1 Mountain West. UNLV's playing for a little bit more. They're trying to get the Mountain West title. But I don't see them covering the 17. I'm going to keep it 100. This is a rival, ladies and gentlemen. Give me the plus 17 with Nevada. UNLV will win. Next game, I like this game here. It could push. Keep in mind. But I think Vatech's the better team. They deserve the bowl game. Give me Vatech in a matchup. I think Drones will be ready. He'll be nice. He'll give us some. Give us about 200, 220 passing. I don't know if Tootin's still healthy. Hopefully Tootin's still healthy. The running back for Vatech. I think he should run all over this Virginia defense. So give me Vatech. Another rival game. -7. Only way I can play it. Next game, Sun Belt matchups. JMU facing off against Marshall. Let me see one thing real quick. Marshall 6-1. Marshall needs this game, man. Yeah, Marshall might be playing for something. Slightly to Marshall plus the 3.5. Both these teams playing. Well, JMU is kind of stuck in a hard rock in a hard place. They already got the bowl game. They can't get the, you know what I'm saying? They can't get the conference title. So I'll slightly lean to Marshall. They playing for a little bit more. Give me the plus 3.5 with Marshall. Next game, number 19, BYU. 9-2 in the year, 6-2 in Big 12 play. Now, BYU can still get a conference championship as well, man. You can't forget that. So, only way is BYU at home, Provo, late night. Yeah, only way to play it. This Houston team has checked out on the year. Next game, San Diego State versus Air Force. Both these teams not playing for nothing. Air Force has been playing better, but them going on the road, San Diego slightly into them just because they at home in senior night. Next game, last game on the slate. Give me New Mexico, man. I know it's a far travel. But this team, this quarterback, this dual threat quarterback is legit. then in New Mexico in a late night fun game that's going to go down to the wire. The New Mexico wins in late fashion to get a bowl game and celebrates and ends the college slate before championship week. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We ran down every game. I gave you some ones that I like. Hopefully you guys listen. In the meantime, in between time, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and you know what I'm saying? Let's get this cash, y'all. Ain't nothing else to do but get this money. Tap in for the. This is not financial advice. Yeah. Nah, I don't judge. Eat how you gonna eat, keep it legit. And please don't bother me, rather in advance. Or you hit the lottery, buy new commodities.